What's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer here, welcoming you to my collectible video for The Last of Us Remastered. Now, I have worked my ass off to get this video done. No joke, I literally spent about 8 hours editing this video last night, just non-stop. It was hell. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it was absolute hell. But anyways, this is the collectible guide that I promised for this game. I'm going to be showing you guys how to collect all 195 of the collectibles. Sorry, I'm tired as fuck. There are 135 collectibles. There are 37 optional conversations. 13 shiv doors that you need, shivved in order to unlock. 5 tool upgrades, and there's 5 like special jokes that you can hear from Ellie in Chapter 5 that are also part of 100%ing this game. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do all of that in this long-ass video. So, this was a hard video to edit. I had to splice together, like, the actual footage of me playing this game, because I had to play through the game again, obviously on New Game Plus. But there were certain collectibles that I couldn't get in New Game Plus, so what I did is I combined this footage that I recorded with footage from the actual playthrough. So you're going to hear clips that are, like, muted. That's just because I didn't want you hear like my live commentary mixed with my playthrough commentary. So every now and then the sound will go out, but my live commentary will still be here. So don't worry. So without further ado, let's do this. Let's jump into this. Starting off in Chapter 2 in this quarantine zone. The first conversation is going to be in this like open area. You just come up to these two people and talk to them basically.
Here they took Marianne.
And then after that, when you make it outside of the wall, like with Tess, and like go out this exit right here, you'll be able to trigger the next optional conversation with her.
It's like we're on a date.
And then literally in the same area, you're going to find this ladder and you're going to place it right here. And she's going to go up. And your first Firefly pendant is going to be up in this area up here. So hold on, shut. I'm taking a sip of some Diet Coke until I keep myself going. Like probably like as soon as I'm done, I'm going to upload this video and I'm going to go to bed because you guys, I've been up, I've barely gotten any sleep. I've just been working so hard in this fucking video. So the next collectible is going to be in this area. This is like the first area where you run into the infected. You're going to come up these stairs, and instead of walking across that plank, you're going to want to come into this room right here. And you're going to find this smuggler's note on this table. This wooden table. Actually, it's not a smuggler's note. It's a note to brother. I'm thinking about another note completely. In Collectible 3, you're going to be making your way through here. This is a little bit ahead. You're going to go underneath, I guess, this collapsed, like, railing, like metal walkway. And when you go underneath it, you're going to look up the tree and shoot down this Firefly pendant right here. Moving on. Making progress. When you're making your way through this this merchant, like this market area, you're going to find 2 collectibles here. One of them is going to be on the floor. There's going to be a drafting notice, and another one is going to be, I think it's a wanted poster for Marlene of the Fireflies, yeah. And, yeah, there's 2 collectibles there. Collectible 6, you're going to be coming through here, and you're going to basically choke this guy out, and as you're choking this guy out, Tess is going to kill that guy. And when you kill this guy, he's going to drop the next collectible for you. It's the warehouse key. So this one is required for the story. You literally can't miss that one. Collectible 7, when you're in this giant area, there's like a big fight here. This is when you're closing in on Robert. The first collectible is the shipping manifest, which is right there in the corner. And then the 8th collectible is down here. And that's the Doc's note. And yeah, I believe with that, yeah, this is when we first meet up with Ellie. When you first meet up with Ellie, you're going to come to these, like, dead bodies right here. And for this guy propped up against whatever this is, there's going to be a Firefly pendant right there. Let me take a sip of my Coke.
You're the pro. I'm just following you.
Alright, conversation 3. It's going to be in this room right here. There's like a cutscene after this cutscene. When you meet up, when Tess meets back up with you and Ellie, you have the third conversation with her, and then the 10th collectible is going to be down here on this like little nightstand next to this lantern, and it's like a, what is it? I don't know what it is. It's like a list and all that. The 11th collectible, you're going to go down this elevator, and you're going to come into this room right here. It's just a little bit ahead, and it's going to be sitting down there. It's going to be a patrol routes map. Alright, looking good. Alright, when you're in this area with the really tall collapsed buildings, you're going to come next to this, like, wooden, this actually it's not wooden, it's a metal pole, and you're going to find the 12th collectible right there in the corner. It's not that hard to find, you just got to sort of look out for it.
Over here.
The 13th collectible, you're going to be coming through here, and before you actually enter into the collapsed building, like the skyscraper, there's another firefly pendant hanging from this tree right here.
Keep looking.
So yeah, you want to shoot that to bring it down.
You just stay close.
And man, I'm like feeling it right now. Like I'm really feeling tired. Fuck. So conversation 4 can be triggered right here. You just basically look at this dead body and all that. And yeah, I mean, a lot of the, the collectibles are really cool in this game. I'll say that right now. I mean, if you're playing through this game again in New Game Plus, and you're going after the collectibles like I did in this video, or you're following this video like this guide, I encourage you to read every journal and manifest and everything you find, and engage in all the optional conversations, because they all really just add to the story of this game. And make it that much more interesting. So the first shiv door is going to be right here. This is sort of on the story path. This is after you get attacked by the clicker and Tess saves you. It's going to be like right there, and you need a shiv in order to unlock it. So I always encourage you to, I encourage you guys, whoever's watching this video, to always keep one shiv handy, for those doors right there. Now, if you're playing like through this on New Game Plus, then you got all the advantages that I have, meaning your shivs don't break as easily. I mean, of course, when you use it on the shiv door, it's gonna get rid of it. But when you're fighting against enemies, like right now in the game, like I could stab like 3 clickers, and my shiv would probably I still have my shiv, like it wouldn't break yet, which is an amazing thing about New Game Plus. You get all these advantages. You still have to like wait to fully upgrade your weapons, of course, because you don't unlock certain weapons until later on in the game. But playing through this game on New Game Plus is actually kind of satisfying. I was able to successfully like upgrade all of my skills and upgrade all my weapons, and I basically 100% of this game on my second run through of it, and it was fun playing through it again. So yeah, collectible 18, you're going to be making your way to this, like, museum. This one's kind of tricky. You're going to come up here, and I don't know why it keeps showing rain. That's really weird, like some weird, like, glitch. You're basically going to shimmy across, and the firefly pendant is going to be right there.
Sorry.
Tess.
All right, a little bit ahead. Once what's going to happen is basically you're going to get separated from Tessa and Ellie again. And they're going to be walking through this area of clickers, and the second shiv door is going to be right there. And then conversations 5 and 6, after you, like, there's a big fight in this room against infected. Once you, like, kill all the infected, you can do, you can basically activate, or
How about you, kid?
trigger conversations 5 and 6. I don't know why I said activate there. That was weird. Collectible 19, you're going to make your way down here. At this point, we're actually in the story. You're really close to the Capitol building. So next to this dead body, next to the stairs, is the Firefly orders.
What if we get there?
And
They won't be. But
yeah, after that, a little ways ahead, you're going to make it through this area, like this big giant area of like water. You're going to want to come right here and climb up here. This is like to the left of the area, and there's going to be a firefly pendant hidden in the water. And yeah, I really like some of the placements of the collectibles. Like, they're not really that hard to figure out, honestly. Like, It's honestly it really. I mean, it's like
Ellie?
all it takes is for you to just you know do some like basic exploring, and you'll come across like most of the collectibles. I mean, some are like pretty well hidden because this is Naughty Dog after all. So, there's a smuggler's note. They do hide the collectibles really freaking well in these games sometimes. Like, I mean, there's a couple of Firefly pendants that I collected that I had no idea they were even there later on in the game, like way later. I think there's some of them in the fall season, yeah, for sure. When you're swimming through here, there's going to be a Firefly pendant right there on those cabinets. Alright, and we're moving on to Chapter 4 here, Billstown. So, there's going to be a clicker down there in that like little wooden shack. That's sort of your indicator that you're in the right spot. You're going to want to jump down here, and the third shiv door is going to be right there.
There you go.
Nice.
Man, I was gonna try and see if I can get someone to co-commentate on this with me, but unfortunately I couldn't, so I have to do it the commentary by myself, which is no problem. I just have to sit through this this long video, which does feel pretty long. Man. Alright, so conversation 7. You're gonna come into this building right here. This building's not that hard to find. It's in like the general area, a little bit ahead of like the shiv door. And when you come in here, you can trigger like conversation 7. There's gonna be like this arcade machine, and you can talk to Ellie about it. And then for collectible 24, this is on the main story path. You're gonna see this big ass RV parked in the middle of the street. You're gonna want to climb on top of it, and it's gonna be another Firefly pendant like on top of the roof.
Yeah, they were.
And then after getting that, you're going to want to head down this way toward these barricades.
With a vaccine, maybe.
And what is this? Note to Bob is going to be there.
Anybody else live in this?
Sort of lodged in the barbed wire. And then after that, you're going to come into this records store. Yeah, excuse me. And
Look at this place.
you're going to want to go into like the back, I guess, employee room, and the 26 collectible is going to be right there. It's going to be a perimeter note. Alright, and then after collecting that, this is on the main story path. Clicker's going to run right into that trap, which is kind of hilarious. Once that happens, you're going to want to basically come up this way. Or go where I'm going, and the fourth shiv door is right here. I guess they're technically just doors, but I call them shiv doors because, you need shivs in order to unlock them. Well, no shit. Alright, so a little bit ahead, you're going to be coming through here. That fence is basically where you're supposed to go. There's going to be, if you come to the left here in this alleyway, you're going to see something banging on this door. What you're going to want to do is actually go in there. And basically, when you come up here, you're gonna get ambushed by like one infected, like one runner. But once you kill him, where is he? Where's that fucker? Come on out, man. Where are you? There you are. My aim was terrible. There we go. I took like fucking 5-6 shots there. I wasted like 5-6 shots. The note to Rachel is right there on the table. Alright. Moving on. In Bill's hideout here. Like, first collectible in this, like, diner, I guess, that he's hiding out in, is right there. It's Bill's map. And after collecting that, you're going to come into this room over here. And another note is going to be right there. Alright, and this clip coming up is actually one of the playthrough files, so you're going to notice the sound isn't going anymore. That's because I had to show this. Your first training manual is going to be right there on the actual, whatever that thing is. Yeah. You can't collect the training manuals again in New Game Plus. Once you have them,
Pretty badly.
they're basically part of your upgrades. So once you have them, then you have them for, you know, the rest of the game until you wipe your file and start all over again. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do New Game Plus. So when you're following Bill, you're going to come into this little room right here, and there's going to be another note. There's just a lot of notes, a lot of reading, but I'm telling you, man, it's very interesting stuff. It really adds to, like, just the lore and the story of this game. So once Bill cuts the head off of that infected guy, he's going to open this door, and you're going to come out here. You're going to want to quickly run over here, and there's going to be a firefly pendant right up there on the
Why don't you fix
pole. And I get attacked by infected here, but I managed to get it, and I get into a pretty crazy fight against clickers and runners, but, you know, this is a collectible video, so I had to cut away from it. Alright, this is another playthrough clip right here. The tools are the other things that I couldn't show in New Game Plus, couldn't collect again. So the first tool is going to be in this area, like where you get the shotgun and the nail bomb and all that. It's not even that hard to find. It's like literally right there. And a little bit ahead, you're going to come into this room right here, and there's going to be like a side room, and it's going to be another note, I believe. Yeah, bomb's note. This is where Bill sleeps. Alrighty. And then when you're making your way through here, you're gonna have you're gonna be sneaking through this area, and there's gonna be like a backyard area here. And what you're gonna want to do, is you're gonna want to go into this house right here. Sorry, I have to keep myself hydrated and energetic, keep my energy up. You're gonna come into this house right here, and I think do I kill this infected guy, or I don't know if I can't remember if I kill him, because I'm not gonna risk getting spotted by him. I basically just choke him out, and then once you choke this asshole out, another firefly pendant is gonna be on like this washing room right here, like on the washing machine. All right. Collectible 35, you're going to come into this house right here. The backyard has a giant pool in it. That's another indication that you're sort of in the right spot. And you're going to come up these stairs and into this room to the right over here. And there's going to be I think a diary, right? Yeah, boy's diary right there. And immediately after collecting that diary, Ellie's going to come up here, and the next optional conversation can be triggered. This optional conversation number 9. Alright, and then fast forward a little bit, you're gonna, when you get into this house and find the car, the battery in it, and all that, once Bill is done talking, you can trigger the next optional conversation with Ellie here.
Be okay with this?
And then after that optional conversation, there's gonna be like a room in the back of the house right here. This isn't a big house, it's not that hard to find this room, really. You just gotta explore it a little bit, and you'll find it. Once I'm done collecting shit, the next collectible is sitting right here on this table, and it's a note from Frank. And then after collecting that, you can actually go back into the garage. And I show this so you can figure out how to get in there, that room, if you don't know how. You can give this note to Bill, and it triggers the next optional conversation. And again, it really just adds to the story. Like, you don't have to do this in the game, but you can, and that's what I just really love about this shit. So, once Bill reads the note, he's going to throw it on the ground. And when he throws it on the ground, you're going to want to pick it up again, because that's technically 2 collectibles right there. So, if you forget to pick it up the second time, then you've missed a collectible in this chapter. So, on to chapter 5. When you are done with the smugglers and you make your way into this room right here, basically, the first thing you're going to see is just a bunch of, dead bodies and shit. And there's an optional conversation you can trigger with Ellie right here.
Fucking hunters.
Alright, and this next clip is another playthrough file. The next tool upgrade is going to be right there, to your left. And then after collecting those tools, the next collectible is actually in the same room on the opposite side on this, turned over cabinet, like metal cabinet, or flipped over. And then the next collectible is another training manual, so therefore, you know, again, there's no sound, there's no background noise, which I mean, I don't know how weird it's going to sound. I don't think it's going to sound that bad with the live commentary in there. You know, when I was editing through this, it did sound a little strange, you know, going from sound to it cutting out, but there's only about, like, I'd say like 10 to 15 around there, like 10, 15 clips from the actual playthrough in here. And, yeah, the training manual is going to literally be right there in the corner. And this one upgrades your health kits, makes them 33% stronger. And after collecting that, you're going to go into this room right here. And there's going to be a map right there next to this bench and all of these gears and arrows and awesomeness.
Oh, good.
Alright, when you make your way out here, there's going to be like this giant bus, and this is on the main story path. You want to go in this bus, and there's going to be a comic book in here that you can pick up. And then immediately after collecting that comic book, I chose to speed some of this up because I was waiting around a little bit here. The next optional conversation can be triggered with Ellie.
What happened?
She basically looks at this dead guy.
Your fellow hunters do this?
Alright, and
The military.
the first set of jokes out of 5 set of jokes is in this area right here, just a little bit ahead. You're going to have enemies, like I think like 3 guys to kill. Once you kill these enemies, the important thing to know is, like, you don't want to climb up to the bus. The bus is where you, like, that giant bus in the center right there is where you're supposed to go. You do not want to climb on top of it because then these jokes aren't going to be triggered. So basically, you just have to wait around for a minute or two, and eventually Ellie she'll bring up, like, dialogue will come up, and you'll be able to listen to her jokes in, like, her pun book, her favorite pun book.
It'll still be stationary.
Alright. That she got in the Left Behind DLC. Speaking of Left Behind, by the way, thankfully I don't actually have to do a collectible video for the Left Behind DLC because in my initial run-through of it, the actual playthrough I had of that DLC, I collected everything, so I don't need to actually have a playthrough of that. So this is just going to be a playthrough, like, this is just going to be a collectible guide for the main game. So I figured I'd let you guys know about that if you're wondering. Alright, a little bit ahead, you're going to be in this area. There's a lot of enemies here. And I'm at this point, like, in the game where I'm playing, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just want to get the collectibles, so I'm doing stupid shit. I'm running out in the middle of enemy fire, getting that flyer, and I fire, and I don't even know what happens there, but I did some magic editing there. Alright, you're going to make your way down here to this alleyway in the back to the left, and there's going to be a firefly pendant right here. Yeah, there is a point, you're going to notice, like, there is a point in this this guide where I just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm shooting guys left and right, like I'm being reckless as hell because I just want to get the collectibles and move on. Because I love this game. Do not get me wrong, I love this game, but I have other playthroughs that I need to do right now, and I kind of fell behind. I'm kind of falling behind on this. I have kind of fallen behind on this particular collectible guide. I didn't think it was going to take this long to do, so I have Uncharted The Lost Legacy, and I really want to play it, but in order to play it, I really just want to finish this first, so yeah, when I was playing through this game again, I just was kind of rushing through a lot of the sequences. So the next shiv door is going to be upstairs in the same area, back here in the corner, and then once you unlock that shiv door, there's going to be collectible right there, a Lost Areas map. Alright, and the next set of jokes can actually be unlocked in this area. Once you kill all the enemies, you're just going to have to wait around, again, for another minute or two for Ellie to the dialogue to pop up. If it does not pop up, what you could do is literally just kill yourself, and then as soon as you respawn, if all the enemies have been killed, as soon as you respawn, then you'll be able to listen to her jokes. Because it wasn't working for me. I was exploring a little bit too much and the dialogue wasn't popping up. So basically I had to kill myself with Molotov cocktails and respawn in order to get those set of jokes. So the next conversation can be triggered after this cutscene right here, where you see those guys put the ladder down. You're gonna make your way to the back here, and it is triggered when Ellie starts looking at the picture of the woman in the pink dress. And the third set of jokes can be heard in this part of the game. Like you can't hear these until you've listened, until you've had that conversation with Ellie. So again, you're gonna have to wait around another minute or two, and eventually Ellie will pull out the good old pun book, and you'll be able to listen to some clever puns. All right, and the next shiv door is literally in the same area. You go down this way, next to this blue truck, and it's going to be right there with the red X on it.
There you go.
And as soon as you open it, there's going to be a collectible number 48 right there. And that's a pretty interesting letter, if I remember correctly. It's kind of tragic, I think, too. Alright, after getting that, you're going to make your way out of the shiv room. The shiv room. It sounds so fucking stupid. And then you're going to come down here, and you're going to jump in the water.
If you get me up there, I can move.
And you're going to want to go in here. Let me take a sip of my Diet Coke. Man, this is some good shit. I love this. Alright. So, Collectible 49, you're going to come up to the second floor here. And it's going to be all the way around. I should have sped this up. I don't know why I didn't. I mean, it's not too bad. Sometimes I have to show the area off. I mean, my commentary, I think, is, for the most part, is good enough in helping you understand where these are. But sometimes I need to show where the actual collectible is. So when you drop down to this motel area, you're going to come over to the left here, and the next conversation can be triggered by looking at this coffee machine. And Joel talking about how much he misses coffee. And then collectible number 50, you're going to be coming through here. I was just exploring, getting some resources here and materials. What you're going to want to do when I stop messing around, because I'm messing around quite a bit here, you're going to grab this ladder, and you're going to want to go basically the way you're supposed to go, except you're going to go to the right here and take this detour up here. And the 50th collectible is going to be in this luggage bag. It's a note to the staff with the combination to the safe, which is something I'm going to be showing to you guys right now. Once you unlock the safe, there's another collectible in here. And this is another playthrough clip, because that was a training manual that I got in the actual playthrough. And that upgrades your shivs. Alright, and then after that, your fourth set of jokes can be heard by basically going to where... excuse me. Where you're supposed to go. You basically climb up this ladder right here. And I think she pulls it out fairly quickly here. You don't have to wait that long.
We could use
Yep.
some good old pun humor.
Just follow that order and you should be able to get these no problem. Alright, up here, you're going to be making your way through this area. There's a lot of enemies here. This window and that smiley face next to it is sort of an indication that you're in the right place. You're going to climb up here. And conversation number 17, you're going to make your way through here. I was trying to be careful and stealthy because there were still a lot of enemies in this area. No matter how, even though I am very, well upgraded, I can still get my ass kicked. I still got my ass kicked in this game a couple times because there are still sequences where they throw a ton of fucking enemies out at you. Alright, when you're separated from Ellie here and you're trying to make your way back, you're going to be in this very scary area. On the second floor, you're going to make your way into the security room, and this is something you have to have for the story. You got to get this key card right here, so that's the 52nd collectible. Alright, and then when you are done with the cutscene where Ellie shoots and kills someone for your first time, basically saves you, you're going to climb up this ladder, and you're going to come up here and make your way through this doorway, and then make a left, and then you're basically going to want to shimmy across.
Wait there, okay?
Sure, Joel.
And the collectible I think it's another one of the comic books. It's going to be sitting here on this, yeah, little, like, table. There it is. Accretion. Okay. Alright, collectible number 54. You're going to be in these bathrooms right here, a little ways ahead. You're going to come into the, I think that's the female bathroom. And then the, there's going to be a firefly pendant right here. Why do the freaking female bathrooms always seem nicer than the male bathrooms? For real. Like, what the fuck? Okay? When you exit the bathroom, the bathrooms, you're going to come out here, and the next training manual is going to be right there. It's going to be a melee weapon upgraded. And then once you're done with that, an optional conversation that I didn't even know about can be triggered in this room right here with Ellie, which is, it's kind of strange because, you know, Joel and Ellie just sort of got into a fight right now, or an argument. Ellie is shaken up because she just killed somebody for her first time, protecting Joel. Joel is, you know, obviously just like, why didn't you just wait behind? I mean, you guys have seen the story. If you're watching this video and you haven't played through this game, like, why? Like, why are you watching this without playing through this game? Like, turn this video off and play through this game first, and then watch this video. But basically, there's an optional conversation where you talk to Ellie here, and it's a pretty good one. You have to press the conversation goes on like, you have to press the triangle button actually, I think 3 times. Like, you talk to her once, and then you talk to her again, and then again a 3rd time right there. And then once you're done the 3rd time, that'll be the conversation. So when you're out in this giant area, after all the fighting here, and you make up with Ellie and give her a gun that she has now, you're going to see this hanging corpse, and the next optional conversation can be triggered by, you know, both of you looking at it. Alright, collectible number 56. I had to speed this up because I was doing quite a bit of exploring. I was mostly looking for gears and supplements because that was my prime focus in this run-through. When you make your way into this building right here, there's going to be like this area with all these hanging corpses, and there's going to be a firefly note. And I think that note is actually pretty dark, if I remember correctly. Yeah, like they killed all the fireflies. Or when you make your way through here, there's a little bit ahead, there's a lot of enemies. Or no, there's not a lot, there's like 3 or 4 enemies in this room. I basically just booked it to this collectible and got it. And after collecting that, I had to go and save Ellie because she was being attacked by somebody. So I was like, get off her, you bitch! Alright. So do that. And then when you're in this area right here, this is another pretty big area. There's going to be like tripwires around here, so you got to watch out because, you know, if you're not careful, you know, one misstep and bam, you're just in a bunch of pieces. So, mob attack note is up here on the 2nd floor. Alright, and then after getting that, you're going to come into this room, or this building right here, and the note, I think it's a note, right? Yeah, truck note is going to be right there. And the next shiv door is going to be right here. Shiv door number 7 out of 13. Yeah, this video wasn't really, I wouldn't really say this video was hard to edit. It wasn't hard. It just took an extremely long ass time to edit this. This is the longest collectible video I've done because I think Uncharted 4, you know, up until this one, Uncharted 4 was my longest collectible guide, and that game had like 193 collectibles. This game obviously tops that. I mean, it's only by like 2, but this game just feels like it has so much more collectibles to it, and it was just a pain. I mean, I really want to get onto Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, and Jak and Daxter, and finishing Ghost Recon, so I basically just was like, you know what, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to marathon, I'm going to edit this entire thing, and by the time I got to putting these captions in, which was like the last thing I did in this video, I'm telling you, I was dying, you guys. I was dying. Man, it was hard. So I hope I didn't make any typo errors. I don't even know. I haven't watched. This is the first time I'm technically watching this video, like beginning to end, without making all these smooth cuts and inserting all this text. I mean, inserting the text was just the most tedious fucking part. So the next ship door is gonna be down here. At this point, we've met up with Henry and Sam. You're gonna open that door, and then after that, there's a little bit of a cut there. Collectible number 61 is gonna be in this room. There's a lot of really great supplies here. Let me take a sip of my water because my Diet Coke is gone. No. All right. Wait, where's my phone at? Oh, it's right here. Okay, it's 2:37. All right, collectible 61 right there. Collectible 62. You're gonna make your way through here, and these next two collectibles are like the last two collectibles of the chapter, and then we're gonna moving on to chapter 6. So you get that one, and then collectible number 63. This is on the main story path, so it's not that hard to find these. This one's gonna be in this office right here, this conference room, meeting room, whatever. And I believe, yeah, now we're gonna be moving on to chapter 6 right now. So now we're on chapter 6. And you're going to see this giant boat in the beginning of Chapter 6. And there are 3 collectibles on this boat. So you open up this door, and there are literally 2 collectibles sitting right next to each other. So one of them is going to be a comic book, and another one is going to be this one right here, which I think might be another note or letter. It's a boat note. And after getting that, you can literally, you want to drop down here to the below deck, and the Firefly pendant is going to be right there. Excuse me, why do you keep burping? Jesus. Alright, you're making your way through the sewers. You're going to climb up this, like, waterfall and then go through this passageway. And there's going to be another Firefly pendant right here near this deceased corpse, which I'm assuming obviously was a Firefly at the time, before he died. Man, that must suck, dying in a sewer. Alright, like, here what you're going to do is you're going to open up this vent, and Ellie's going to crawl through for you and clear the path. This is sort of in the story. And again, a lot of the stuff isn't that hard. You just sort of got to, you know, take a little bit of a detour off the beaten path in order to find this stuff. And the sewers note is going to be right here. And I read this stuff in the playthrough, a lot of these notes in the playthrough. There's a lot of very interesting notes and letters to read in this sewer section of the game. So here you're going to jump down, and underwater there's going to be a Firefly pendant, which I had no idea was even here, honestly. That was one of the few that I had no idea. I mean, I've played this game a good, I don't know, like 10, 15 times before. And obviously there are still things I haven't collected. So a little ways ahead, you're going to be by yourself. You're going to come through this door. As soon as you open up this door, there's going to be like a clicker, like literally like right there in your face. I decided to speed this up because this was, I don't know, just to sort of waste time. And I did pretty good on time with this video, by the way. Like, the guide that I was following, because I did follow a guide, because I knew where most of the collectibles were myself, but I didn't have time to search for them by myself, so I used the guide. So the guide that I followed, that video was about an hour and like a half long, and this video was an hour and 10 minutes long. So I was able to manage my time a whole lot better, even though, I mean, you might say that like my Uncharted 4 collectible guide is still more crazy than this one is, because that one was like an hour and 40 minutes. But, you know, just because it's longer doesn't mean it was a harder collectible video, or like a more tedious collectible video to make. I think the reason why that, I mean, I like to go back and watch my collectible videos, because there's something about making collectible videos that I just really enjoy. The end product is just, I always find it so satisfying. But my Uncharted 4 collectible video, I don't hate it, but I definitely could have cut a lot of shit down in that. I mean, that guide did not have to be an hour and 40 minutes. Like, that's kind of excessive. So I kind of learned here and was able to manage my time a lot better. So when you're here and you're actually with Sam, and Ellie is with Henry, and you're separated again. You're gonna find this kid's drawing up here in this play area, and then in the same like giant area, there's gonna be like a area like a room to the left here, and this third set of tools is gonna be right in between these beds. And yeah, I mean, yeah. Technically, the third set of tools can be unlocked, can be actually acquired earlier in the sewers, but I missed them in the playthrough. But the game gives you a second chance to get the third set of tools right there. So you can get the third set of tools technically in 2 different parts of the game. So there are technically 6 tool upgrades in this game. So I like that they did that. They didn't make it too bad. Alright, when you're in this giant neighborhood area, you're going to come up to this building at the end of the street, and you look up, and there's going to, I think it says, like, no trespassing or something like that. Or, like, looters will be shot or something. Will be shot on sight. The next optional conversation can be triggered with Henry right here. You just sort of got to wait for it a bit. When is it going to pop up? There it is. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff in this neighborhood, too. Like, there are, like, genuinely, like, I know I said it in the playthrough, but there are genuinely, like, really beautiful, just beautiful parts of the game like this, where there's not, like, any combat at all, and you just get to explore, and just, you get all this backstory, and it's so great. Like, I'm telling you guys, I fucking love this game so much, and I cannot wait for The Last of Us 2. I am so freaking excited for it. So the next optional conversation is probably one of my favorites. It's like in my top 10. The ice cream truck conversation right here, which is pretty entertaining. I showed that in the playthrough, but I also did it again in New Game Plus. So after that, you're gonna come to the building to the left right here, like the building basically near the ice cream truck, like the building to the left. You're gonna come to here, and there's gonna be a collectible right here on the second floor, the Father's Note. It's basically the brown building. I think there's a brown building and a blue building. The brown building is the first building you're going to want to go into. And here you're going to want to go into the loft. I completely forgot that you can actually go into this loft right here. So basically, you're going to open like it up. It's going to, the freaking loft door is going to fall down. And then you're going to boost Ellie up. And come on, Ellie, reach. So even just watching her, I'm just like, come on, Ellie, you could do it. So, she's up there for a couple seconds, and then she gives you one of the training manuals. So this is New Game Plus footage here. I forgot to get this in the actual playthrough. So this upgrades your melee weapons. Modification lasts 2 hits longer. And after getting that, the like 5th and final set of jokes can actually be unlocked or heard here, all the way down here. You're basically there's gonna be quite a bit of dialogue here, but eventually Ellie's gonna say something, and she's gonna pull out the pun book. And when she does, you can hear the final set of jokes, and there's a lot of dialogue here. I actually cut some of it out because it, goes on for a little while. It's interesting stuff, but for a guide, the guide's got to be short and concise and to the point, so we can move on to the next collectible. But yeah, she pulls it out, and yeah. Actually, I think I just sped it up. No, I cut. So after the jokes, the final joke, you're going to unlock a trophy. And the trophy is That's All I Got. So this is the trophy for listening to all of the terrible but clever and sort of funny jokes that Ellie has to tell us in the pun book. And after that, you're going to come up here, and there's going to be a firefly pendant hidden cleverly in this tree. It's very hard to see, too, by the way, because the sun is like... It's like in that actually, the sun's not even shining on it. It's just like in that perfect spot where you just can't see it. But it's going to be right there. And then after getting that, you're going to want to go into this, blue house. And up these stairs. And then collectible 79 is going to be right there near this computer. And then collectible 80 is going to be literally in the bathroom, like right next. And it's going to be like next to like computer. And it's going to be another comic book. Messenger particle. And after that, I sped some of this up. You're going to come up here to the loft, and there's going to be a matchbook right there. Okay, In the next optional conversation, can be triggered by going all the way back downstairs. The kids are going to be down here playing darts, and they're going to be playing for a little while. Once they're done playing, I cut to when they were like finished. You can actually pick up one of the darts yourself and throw it. And this is a conversation. Apparently, I don't know why. I guess because you have a little bit of a talk here with Henry.
There'll come a day where kids can just be kids again.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was quiet so you guys could hear that. That's an interesting conversation. So we're on to chapter 7 now. In the fall season, you're gonna be near this giant bridge. You're gonna come up here near this.
Really like
I think that's a car right there, and there's gonna be a foreign element. Actually, it's another comic book called Foreign Element. And then when you come to this hydroelectric plant, the 9th shift door is going to be up these stairs and to the right. You can actually see it right now. But yeah, it's literally like right here. There it is.
Right. How are we getting up?
Okay. There's a lot of good stuff in here. There's always good stuff in these rooms. And once you solve this puzzle and are able to like cross across this like
Homework.
this area, you can like high five with Ellie and all that. You come down here and you jump over this log, and there's a grave that you can look at, and that's the next optional conversation, basically.
Forgot to leave that stupid robot on his grave. What should I do?
Alright. And then a little bit ahead, you're going to be coming through here, and you're going to want to come into this, like, I don't know, this looks kind of like a checkpoint, sort of. And the power plant map's going to be there. Alright, and then after the cutscene where you finally meet back up, like you run into your brother and you're in the hydroelectric plant, you're going to have another optional conversation with Ellie here and this horse. She's going to talk about how she knows how to ride horses and shit, and you're going to be like, how do you know how to ride horses? And then she says, oh, this guy Winston and all that, and obviously we learn more about that in the Left Behind DLC. A little bit ahead, you're going to be walking through this area, and this is a conversation that I didn't even know about. You can trigger one with this woman right here. That's pretty interesting. I don't show the whole thing because obviously, again, time constraints. I want to make this video as short and concise as I possibly can, so yeah, but I encourage you to listen to that conversation. So the next manual, I zoned out. I forgot about the name for a second there. The next manual was right there, and then after, you know, messing around on the bench here, you're going to want to head out this room and down these stairs.
Okay, that's good. Lower it. Slowly.
Down these stairs, and I think this is a firefly pendant, isn't it? Yeah, it's right here. This wooden cabinet, and I was able to grab the firefly pendant, the whatever was above the bottle of alcohol, and the gears all in one grab, which was pretty amazing. I got this awesome headshot. Bah! You guys see that? That was really awesome. Even though my ball was completely out of sync. Once you kill all the enemies here, this is after your conversation with Tommy, like the cutscene and all that. This guy was in my way, but once you kill all the enemies, you can come back in this room and actually like get these plant schematics. Alright, jumping ahead a little bit here, when you catch up with Ellie and you basically leave the horses here and you go into this house where Ellie is. There are 2 collectibles in here. There's one on the bottom floor. I had to speed this up because I was kind of running around for a little while collecting stuff and, you know, didn't really know where it was because I watched the collectible thing for it once and I didn't want to rewind it. So the Firefly Pennant is right there. And then after getting that, the second collectible, which I think is a comic book, is actually up on the 2nd floor. And it's, again, kind of like a continuity error. Like, when you pick up the comic book, Joel goes all like, I bet Ellie would like this. And it doesn't really make sense because he's kind of mad at Ellie at that moment. But whatever. I don't care. So, on the chapter right here, we're at the university now of Colorado. Eastern Colorado, I think it is. Yeah, UEC, that's what it's called. When you get on this, like, immediately when you start, you want to turn around and head all the way back up here. I didn't even know you could come up here, by the way. Like, this is another thing I didn't even know about. There's going to be a comic book right there called Free Radicals, which actually sounds pretty radical. And that was terrible. Okay, a little bit ahead, you're going to come through here. There's going to be a workbench. This is where you get the flamethrower, so it's kind of hard to miss this area. You're going to want to come to the right, up this way, and then you're going to want to come up these stairs, and up to the second floor through this doorway, and you're going to find, like, the sniper's nest. I think, right?
There was a lookout.
A lookout area, actually. Let me skip ahead here, or scroll ahead to see.
That was fun.
I just want to see, like, when the video is, like, nearing the end, how much time I have left. Alright, so the next optional conversation can be triggered by looking up at this giant sports banner.
Guys were like some idol worshipers.
And then immediately after getting that, you can get the next collectible, basically, by coming up this way. And it's another Firefly pendant that's actually hidden up in this tree. Again, hidden pretty well. You can actually see this one easier. It's easier to see this one than the other one in the neighborhood. Okay. And then when you're in here, you're going to be opening up this gate, and the horse is going to hear noises like the infected and all that, and you're going to be like, okay, stay behind, I'll go deal with it. When you close this gate, the collectible is literally, it's going to be like a note, like right here next to this electrical panel. You can already see it, it's right there. Wall panel note. Alright. And then when you're in this area right here, you're going to want to jump off the horse and climb up here. Again, I didn't even know you could come up here. And there's a Firefly pendant on this wooden table. Alright. And then jumping ahead, you're going to jump over, and you're going to be in this giant area with all the monkeys running around and shit. You're basically going to jump down here, you're going to climb into this, you're going to explore into this building, basically. And you're going to come here, across the way on the second floor, and there's going to be another training manual right there that upgrades your health kits. Okay, and then after getting that, you're going to come down this way and jump back on the horse, and conversation number 29 is going to be down this way, basically to the right, and you're going to see this Firefly symbol on the wall, and there it is. And I think I actually get a trophy here, yeah, because this is when I had finished getting all the, participating in all the conversations, so I got the trophy there. So that's 2 trophies out of the way. Alright, collectible number 95, you're going to be making your way through this area. This is literally 10-15 feet away from that Firefly symbol. You're going to come here, this gate's going to be locked. You're going to have to go into the dormitory, and yeah, you're going to come down here, and the collectible is going to be right there. UAC campus map, we're just now getting that. Okay, and then after getting that, you're going to come up these stairs, and into this, you're going to want to come into this room to the left. And I sped this up to ×2 speed because I did kind of wander around a little bit here. The note or letter or whatever is going to be right here. It's going to be a student journal. Actually, it's a journal. And then when you drop down into, you're going to drop down into an area with a bunch of infected. There's going to be a bloater here. Once you kill this bloater, finally kill this bloater, he will drop the next collectible, which is a Firefly pendant. So it's in this area. This is the only infected area with spores in the entire chapter, so it's not that hard to figure out. So when you actually come back up and you're on the other side of the hole in the ground, you're gonna want to come to this door in this room, and the next what is it? The newspaper clipping is gonna be right there. Alright. Jumping ahead. We're making this area with all the tents, the giant tents. You're going to want to ride your horse all the way to this tent right here, and there's going to be yet another Firefly pendant. There's just so many freaking Firefly pendants. Jesus. There it is. And I think we're actually going into the university now, aren't we? Yep. So you're going to be coming into the university here.
All right, we're
You're going to
inside.
help Ellie up.
Come on, kiddo, give me your hand.
And the next shiv door is going to be basically... do I speed this up? I don't know if I do or not. No, I don't. I guess I don't.
Hello?
But you're gonna come down this hallway, and the next shiv door is gonna be right here. And when you unlock it, there's gonna be a tool upgrade and a manual in here. So I collect these kind of fast. So once you get in here, the tools are gonna be on the left, and the manual is gonna be on the right. So there we go. There's the two collectibles right there. All right. And then there's kind of a funny glitch in this next conversation right here. When you make your way here, like, because I was ahead of the AI here, or Ellie was chilling over here. So as soon as I pick up this clipboard, Ellie kind of jumps. She goes whoop and jumps right there. That was kind of funny. So yeah, there's this conversation, and
Nothing here but a bunch of medical mumbo jumbo.
when you're on the 3rd floor,
I don't get it.
Ellie's gonna open up this door, and the next collectible is gonna be all the way in the back. I was kind of exploring here, so I sped this up. You're gonna make your way all the way back, and it's gonna be where is it? Anytime now. It's gonna be right there. It's an office recorder. It's a tape recorder, which I don't like. Like someone like the tape recorders. Like it's hard to hear them. I don't know if it's like a glitch or something. Like maybe I can turn them up in the settings. I don't know. It's just something I noticed. So collectible number 102. You're gonna be making your way through here some more, and you come through here, and it's gonna be these X-rays, fungal X-rays. Then you're gonna come into this room, and you're gonna see these monkeys just going to the trash and chilling and all that, and then they're gonna be like, "Wah!" and they're gonna just fucking run away and shit. So collectibles 103 and 104 are gonna be in this room. The tape recorder is gonna be right there, the lab recorder, and then the Firefly pendant is gonna be right here in the corner, kind of hidden. And with that, we're moving on to Chapter 9 now. Now, you're about to witness probably the most amount of collectibles collected in, like, literally a couple minutes. As soon as you start Chapter 9, all you need to do is go in the backpack and go to Artifacts and view these, and you literally collect, like, 12 collectibles here. Just by viewing all of this shit, you unlock, like, 12 collectibles here. I was like, when I first saw this, I was like, wow, like, is this really that easy? You know, I was like, this is way too easy. Like, I'm getting all these collectibles just by looking at all this shit. And I was like, this is way too freaking easy.
I should try to fix this.
But then I realized it's actually pretty interesting, you know. I never thought to look into Ellie's backpack until now. So I was actually taking my time looking at some of this stuff. You got her pocket knife right there, which she uses to protect you sometimes when you're playing as Joel. And you got a picture of
Should've given this to him.
Joel and Sarah, so you can actually like sort of predict. You could like know that she has that before she actually offers it to Joel, like in the spring season. So when you're hunting this deer here, you're gonna come into this shack, this giant freaking giant wooden building. There's gonna be a comic book right there. All right, and then when you're with what's his face, David here, you're gonna be up on these metal catwalks, and you're gonna be by yourself. There's gonna be this clicker. I do really bad with my aim there, but once you kill it, there's gonna be a Firefly pendant in this room to the left,
Okay.
right there. And then immediately, like a little bit after, like I'd say immediately after, you're gonna drop the ladder down. He's gonna prop it up. You're gonna climb up this ladder, and you're gonna run through here. And this is kind of weird. I mean, this is where the next optional conversation is. But I think when I was doing this in New Game Plus, it didn't trigger it because the characters were talking when I pressed the button. But the optional conversation is right there. So yeah, optional conversation number 31. Collectible number 116. Once your horse is shot and you're on your own now, you're separated from Joel again. Like you're trying to like lead the bad guys away. You're gonna come through this wooden building, and you're gonna jump out here, and the collectible is gonna be literally right there. It's another Firefly pendant. What do you know? Big surprise! What a shocker! No, I'm just joking. All right, and when you're making your way through this this pipe, once you come out the other side, you're gonna want to turn around and come up here in this little area that I didn't even know was here. And this is a very beautiful part of the game too. There's gonna be another comic book right there. All right, fast forward a little bit. When you're playing as Joel and you're actually running through the snowy blizzard right here, you're gonna, as soon as you start, like, you're gonna want to run all the way down here and into this building that says Motel. And the 11th shiv door, which is the only shiv door in this entire, like, out of all the times that I've played this game, this is the only shiv door that I've never unlocked right here. So I get the trophy here from, you know, unlocking all of the shiv doors, I think, yeah. And then that's the final training manual that I picked up too. So I get 2 trophies in this clip right here. So pretty exciting. All right, a little bit ahead. This is on the main story path. You can't miss this collectible. Collectible 119. You can't miss this one. I mean, Joel literally picks it up. Like, you have no choice but to pick this up. So you get that, but the one you could miss is that one right there. 120. So yeah, that's all the winter season stuff. Now we're moving on to chapter 10. As soon as you start, there's going to be a conversation you can have with Ellie here, where Joel talks about, you know, as soon as everything is done, he talks about teaching her how to play his guitar. I don't know why I was aiming at Ellie there. I'm a sick fuck sometimes, like the shit that goes through my head.
What do you say? Huh?
But there we go.
I'm talking to you.
The bubble just popped up, and once you
Yeah, sure, that sounds great.
have this conversation with her, you're going to want to run all the way down here and into this RV, or this RV, Winnebago, whatever. And up here, there's going to be, I think, a letter, I believe. No, actually, I think it's a family photograph, yeah, which is kind of sad. And then after that, you're going to want to look at these bodies on the bed. You're actually going to want to do that. And as soon as you're done, you're going to want to come out here. And then the next optional conversation can be triggered with Ellie. She's going to tell you all about her dream, being on a plane and all that. Which is interesting. And then after that, you're going to come down here. And I think this is another Firefly pendant, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. I remember. So you're going to come all the way down here. And it's going to be to your left, kind of hidden in the corner here, like near this, like in between this car and this piece of the freeway. And this one belonged to, I couldn't read that name in time. Alright, so when you're on this bus and you jump down in this area, you're going to run through this building. You're going to like enter in. This is the building that you have to go into. This is one of the letters that's kind of hard to miss. You basically just come down here and it's literally like right there. So that's actually a note. So after collecting that, the next 3 optional conversations are literally story driven. So this is the first one right here. You know, you can't miss this one because you have to trigger that one. Conversation number 35 is right here with the giraffes. A very beautiful scene. One of the most beautiful scenes in all of video gaming, in my opinion.
What are you doing?
And then conversation number 36 is literally when you're on the rooftop and you're watching the giraffes. And I love this part of the game so much. I could listen to the soundtrack forever too. So you trigger this one by literally just, you know, you have to trigger this one. So yeah, there we go. Alright, back to business. Collectible 124. When you get downstairs, you're going to come into this bathroom right here. And there's going to be a comic book right down here. Now, for some weird reason, like when I got to this point in the my new game plus file, there were certain like collectibles that the game that weren't popping up at all, like comic books and stuff. So, you know, the spring season has probably the most playthrough file clips I've used, honestly. So I don't know how weird it is, how weird it sounds with, you know, the sound, like whenever the clip is muted. I don't know how weird it sounds. I think it'll be okay. So Yeah, I'm just saying, I had to use a lot of playthrough clips here. This isn't a playthrough clip. This is actually a New Game Plus clip here. You're gonna come up here and there's gonna be a Firefly pendant, literally right there. Again, I had no idea that was even there. So, the Firefly pendant, and we're getting really close to the end of this collectible video. I'm so excited. I think I got a trophy for collecting all the Firefly pendants there. So, collectible 126. You're gonna run to this tent with this workbench, and it's gonna be near all this ammunition. It's gonna be a map, I think. Yeah, Salt Lake quarantine zone map. Okay, and then the final conversation is actually gonna be right here. This one is, I would say, I wouldn't really say it's 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 a little bit unavoidable. You know, you kind of, I don't know. You probably can avoid this conversation, but you know, the game forces this one on you. So if you're following in chronological order, you know, this guide in chronological order, then congratulations, you've successfully, you know, done all the conversations. So yeah, the next collectible is going to be up here. You're going to run through. You're gonna run through this area. There's gonna be like this giant tank. And before going down into the sewers, when you run past this bus, you're gonna want to turn around and go up the right side of it. And hidden in the corner is another Firefly pendant. Which, let me see who belongs to. It belongs to, I couldn't catch the name again. Alright, so when you're in this giant area, there's a lot of fighting here. You're gonna climb up this truck, and there's gonna be another training manual right there. I showed that one kind of fast, but it's not that hard to find it. Just hop on top of the truck when you see it. So, yeah, here you're going to be dropping the ladder down, and Ellie's going to climb up. And this is a little bit ahead. You know, basically you're going to be going across these vents, this ventilation ducts. And once you get all the way to the end of them, the next collectible is like a comic book, and it's going to be right there. It's going to be called Catalyst. All right. A little teeny tiny bit ahead, you're going to make it into this room, and there's going to be another shiv door here. Basically, this is the room, like you boost Ellie up and she drops into the room, and then, you know, you have to kill a clicker before it kills her, and then she unlocks the door, and you come in here, and it's crazy shit, and when you come in here, the shiv door is right there. Alright, and we are now moving on, going to be moving on to Chapter 11, right now, so we're getting so close. So when you make your way up these stairs, you're going to come in here. There's a lot of collectibles here. First one's going to be right there, the surgeon's recorder. Literally, like, just right there. The next one is going to be right here on this table next to this printer and the computer. That's Marlene's recorder. I didn't even listen to any of these, by the way. I was so done at this point. I just wanted to finish the game. And then the final shiv door is going to be right here. And then once you unlock it, the next collectible is going to be literally right here. It's a Firefly pendant. I couldn't read that name once again. And literally, like, you exit that shiv room and you come through here and into this yellow tent area. And I had a little bit of trouble finding it, but it's actually right here on this table near all these vials. And there's another one of Marlene's journals. Alright, and then once you get like done with all the fighting, you're going to come to this door, and Joel's going to basically barricade it by pushing all this stuff in the way. And the collectible is going to be in this room right here. Right there. There's another recorder. So now we're moving on to Chapter 12, and this is the final collectible in the game right here. You're going to be making your way through Jackson County, and you're going to be, you know, coming through here basically, and you're going to help Joel through, and as soon as you're done helping him through, you're going to go all the way to the right, and there's going to be like a car, and there's going to be one last comic book you can pick up. So that's all of the collectibles in, Uncharted. In The Last of Us Remastered. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I worked my ass off on this video. If you did enjoy this, please comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.